teasing, they've decided to starve themselves, so now they're just two normally fat guys. And they're also still two big nerds that love talking everything from comics to cornflakes. This is Beyond the Routine with Chris, Jones, and some guy named Dave.
All right. Whoa, didn't even fade out on that one. It just was like, bam,
Stop.
just cut you off.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you guys are, did you guys really starve yourselves because he was teasing you so much?
No. We don't care what we only mention it all the time, but we don't care what Pete thinks.
You don't, exactly.
He's so dumb.
You might mention it a lot.
Stupid.
Yeah, I love it. Chris gives him ideas of what to do in the bumpers, and yeah, that's what comes up with.
We all know that Chris likes self-deprecating humor, so there it is. We're Beyond the Routine.
We are.
You are officially right now, at this moment, like the routine's here, you're here. You're beyond it.
I'm so beyond it.
Yeah, you're like, this is Beyond the Routine. That Jones is like way beyond. He's in the upside down. I'm watching Stranger Things again with the kids.
I'm sorry.
Right.
They have egos.
They do have egos.
They have egos.
They like egos.
Egos.
All right, here we go.
What are we doing?
All right, let's do the first
We
segment.
want to do this one.
Let's segment.
Unlike our show hosts, info moves fast these days. That's why we want to rehash all the stuff we couldn't process in the moment. It's Week in Review with Chris and Jones.
All right, you know what? Maybe a little.
Process in the moment.
Maybe a little. Unlike our host, News Moves.
That was really funny.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, that's a really good one. I like that.
I'm gonna go eat my feelings now. Maybe Pete is running like a big thing in the office building to see how like fast we can lose weight, and he bets that we'll gain it all back.
A big thing.
So he's like, I'll make him feel bad
about losing weight.
Is there a thing? Is that a thing?
I don't know if that's a thing.
What'd you do this week, Jones?
I've been watching Hurricane Harvey on the news. That's what I've been doing.
I thought hurricanes were only named after girls.
Wrong.
When did that hasn't been a thing?
I don't think that's a thing.
I thought maybe 2017 got so PC and SJWs came after the girls only hurricanes. And
That's what happened.
so Harvey hit Houston.
Harvey hit Houston.
Triple H.
HHH.
All right, and that was bad, and it was the worst disaster of all time.
So
Well, they
say.
believe. They haven't totaled it all up. They believe
So
it is.
the total amount of rainfall itself was like 3 times greater than Katrina.
I saw a guy fishing in his living room. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Was it the guy that was fishing, or was the guy that just caught a fish in his
Yeah,
living room?
the
He, like,
greatest-
dove in and grabbed the fish.
The
and
greatest
pulled it
thing
up?
about that video is so you know it's gonna flood, right? So you take everything that's on the bottom floor and you bring it to the top floor so it doesn't ruin all your crap, and then you let the bottom flood.
We have a comment that says every other. I'm not really sure what that was referring to, but
Every other, they must name them back and forth. So
okay.
Boy, girl.
This guy jumps in and grabs a fish, but the greatest thing is the only thing that's still in the room is a swordfish that's still hung on the wall. So you know this guy was a fisherman, and so he was like probably pretty excited. Anyway, sorry, Hurricane Harvey.
Harvey, devastating, bad stuff. We, but the one thing, say what you will about the country, blah blah blah. When we have natural disasters,
The country's nice.
We come together.
How's that?
Yeah, we do.
We come together.
Yeah.
People
giving blood.
They're giving blood. They're flocking to Texas to help out. They're offering up, their property to host animals, horses, dogs, everything else. So,
did you see that video of all the trucks pulling boats lined up on the freeway, waiting to pull off to put their boat in to go help people?
Yeah, I
There
mean,
It reminds me of Dunkirk, that movie Dunkirk. That's what that
was. Yeah.
That's
with
what
all
one of the
boats.
stories
With
did.
all the boats they did.
Yeah, the boats come.
I thought. I was curious though, a war movie. But okay. That's. I don't have anything else exciting to talk about, Dave.
Yes, you do.
What do I have to talk about?
Saturday.
What had happened
Saturday?
Oh, you might not remember.
Oktoberfest.
You might actually not remember. You were really, really drunk.
Was there a festival?
You were
said the
really,
C word
really
so
drunk.
many times.
No, that was Stoll.
Oh, I did not this time.
Oktoberfest.
Yes, we went to Oktoberfest.
I lost my favorite hat. This is the worst part about
Stoll
the
lost his
fest.
hat on the Peruvian lift.
I called back. I called back the next day, and I was like, "Hey,
Did anybody find a hat?
did anyone find a hat?" And they're like, "Where'd you lose that?" I'm like, "So we walked down the side of the mountain, and there was like a tunnel." And he's like, "Oh, the Peruvian lift." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what my friend said like 30 times." And he's like, "We got audience member raising their hand, Jonesy."
Hey, hold on.
Hold on.
I got a button for that.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So somebody drank more than 160 ounces of beer that day.
Dave,
No, I think that's incorrect. I think it was just under 160.
the first
Was it just
24.
under 160?
I think it was 532. So that would be 150. No, that's 160.
Your first one was 24, though.
Oh, that's true.
No, but he had more at downtown.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
No, wait.
Well, kind of. I
It
mean, you
wasn't
had
a beer.
It wasn't a beer. That was a.
That was a cocktail.
That was a bitter. It was a.
That was a cocktail at the Made in Utah festival that we went to after Oktoberfest.
Yes, it is, which is a lot of fun. So we did Oktoberfest.
You thought Made in Utah was a good, fun time? I didn't. I think it was fun.
It was
Whatever
okay.
we
I
do
mean,
after Oktoberfest always winds up being a blast.
Was that the first year of Made in Utah?
Yeah.
'Cause it seemed like it.
I don't know for sure.
First time I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first time we'd ever heard of it. And so,
We've tried several things after Oktoberfest. We tried all-you-can-eat sushi. Not a hit.
Not a good idea.
We've tried. What was it? Greek Fest.
Greek Fest was
That
a
was
bust.
meh. We've now tried. What was that?
When is Greek
Made in
Fest?
Utah.
Made in Utah.
I don't think they're doing it this year.
Are they skipping it this year? I was
No,
going to say
that's
after.
right.
No, they'll have it.
I'll
It's
look
just.
at
it.
It's. I think
That's
it's
like their
later.
biggest
It's
fundraiser
later.
for their
It's
church.
Yeah, we
it's
went.
later.
We went early this year
We
just
went way
because of
early.
scheduling conflicts with
It's in
everybody.
September. Is when
So-
that is.
Oh, okay.
And so far, everything after Oktoberfest has kind of been a bust, except going back to Jesse's house and just getting more drunk.
There's that. Oh, Sonic.
Not that I get drunk, but
Sonic
everybody
was a
else gets
good
drunk.
time.
Oh yeah, we walked over and got a shake.
Walked over to Sonic.
Yeah.
And
Did you get a shake this time, Jones?
got the
We got the little one.
September 8th
the
through
little
10th.
mini.
8th through 10th. So
Yeah.
next weekend.
That's Greek Fest, by the way, for those
Yeah.
who didn't follow the conversation.
Yes.
Hey,
Only 7 days till Greek Fest.
there's all right. So yeah, there was that.
Yeah, we did that. That was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah, everybody
You
was there.
uploaded 70 photos. 70.
What's the problem? You asked for the
We
photos.
were there for
I
like
sent you the
2
photos.
hours. Okay, 4 hours.
Keep going.
Okay, 5.
Keep going.
5.5.
Almost 6.
Almost 6 hours.
There you go.
You guys were at
Yes.
Oktoberfest
That's
for
like
6
over
hours?
10 photos an hour, Dave.
What's the problem with that?
You're taking a lot of photos.
I took a lot of photos. You know, there.
How many photos did you take, Steven?
4, and they were all of you.
4 photos and all of me.
Yeah.
How many of your photos
You know,
were
they
of me,
call me
Dave?
Selfie Dave for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Right?
How many
Yeah.
photos you take, Stolz?
Yeah, he hasn't shared any.
Yeah,
yet.
you haven't shared. How come you're not a Moments guy?
I put
Dude.
them on Facebook like a
didn't put
normal
'em-
person
you didn't
and
put 'em on
tagged everyone
Moments.
in them.
How about put them on Moments for the rest of us to share, so we get the full, the whole.
I don't know
picture?
what Moments is. I put them on Facebook. Everyone got
Hold on.
tagged.
I thought you were a Facebook dude.
My obligation is
It's a
complete.
Facebook app.
My obligation is complete.
I am seriously disappointed.
I took photos.
Extremely
I put them on Facebook,
disappointed.
and then I tagged you in them.
Majorly disappointed.
Boom.
Has
2014
Jesse uploaded?
called. That's
Jesse
how we
probably
do
didn't take any pictures, did he?
it. Yes, he sent me a
He
huge
did the
thing of moments.
360 one.
Did he? Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He uploaded the.
And where did
360
Jesse put them?
Yeah. 360.
On Facebook.
No, he put
But
them
we're
in
not
there.
going
He put
to
them in
complain
moments.
to Jesse because
He
you could
put
see
them
it.
in Moments.
You could see. I
He
didn't
put
see him
them
in
in
moments.
Moments.
I
You
don't
don't
know
have
what
Wait, so you
just said-
logged into Moments?
Did you log into Moments?
I
Then
got-
you wouldn't know if you
How
put them
would
into
you know
Moments
if
or
they
not.
were
I got
there?
messenger things from both of you guys saying,
I got
"Yo,
messenger things from both of you guys saying, yo.
that is a perfect impression."
I know. Thank you.
It's for
That's a
second-
good. That's as good of an impression of Stolz as he does of Obama.
Hey, first of all, hey, boo boo. I have been hitting the national parks before they get privatized, and stealing picnic baskets in my retirement. That is a. Michelle is pretty much like she'd throw herself at me right now with that impression.
Abs.
Michelle Obama, just to clarify, for any other Michelles in the world.
Yeah, I was a little confused on that one.
Hashtag Michelle.
So
but only
I do
Obama.
have one other thing before we move on.
What do you got?
Just one other thing. So I found out yesterday, last night, that my daughter is in the path of the next hurricane.
Iris.
Hurricane? No, Irma.
Irma.
Isn't it Irma? It's Irma.
That's some eye chick
Yeah,
name.
it's an
Did
eye
you
chick
think
name,
about
that's
this
right.
at all before you sent her down there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We even
Just
asked
making sure.
when we were down there on the dive. We were doing a scuba dive. We asked the dive guy, when's the last time a hurricane's gone through?
Did the dive guy seem like he smoked pot?
Oh, I think everybody on the island smoked pot.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, yeah, it was
Let's
way
go for a
laid
dive,
back.
man.
It's like no worries, dude.
Yeah, we got it. It's
Yeah,
no big
but
deal.
I actually asked him when's the
no
last
big
time
deal.
a hurricane's gone through, and he goes, it's been a while. We're probably due. And then guess what? Here it
That
comes.
fool's like, so a couple weeks ago, I totally predicted Irma, man.
Yes,
Like
he
right
did.
now.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It was fun.
Well, my week is, I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about when I own a new house. until then,
That's probably a good call. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I heard you were looking for a lawyer.
I am looking for a lawyer.
Does Julie know?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Can you talk about it?
Talk about the house?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
No, I can talk about it.
He doesn't want to talk
Basically,
about
the house has got delayed because of the buyer on my end, or the buyer of my house. So if it gets delayed again,
You're screwed.
yeah, the seller or the builder of my house will walk away with my deposit, which is over $10,000.
A substantial amount of money.
And then sell the house.
And then
to
sell the
somebody
house
else.
to somebody else. Yes. So I talked to a lawyer. I have no legal recourse.
Nope.
I also demanded a conference with everyone involved. I was like, I want everyone. I want the buyer. I want the seller. I want everyone. I want assurance that this is not going to get screwed up for the fourth time. And the buyer's agent called me today from the tailgate, and he was drunk. And he was like, Joe William, yeah, I've been doing this for like 13 years. It's okay. Everything's going to be great. We made a mistake. The lawyer was an idiot. We hired a different lawyer. Everything's going to be great. And go Utes! And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, have a good one.
At least he was tailgating.
I guess. At least he was a Utes fan.
Exactly right.
But it's going to get resolved, and I'm going to live in a better house, and it's we're going to have guys.
Then
like
you're
that.
not going to
It's
lose
gonna be amazing.
$10,000.
15.
$15,000.
I mean,
If we're counting.
When would you find out?
I will find out.
The question from the audience is, when would you find out?
September 7th. So the court date is on September 6th. So this is the guy's argument. They got the buyer side. So he says this thing has to go through bankruptcy court. It goes to a bankruptcy trustee, which is a trustee of the court, who reviews everything.
Your
and
face is a trustee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Trusted all over the place. Your face is a trustee. So it goes to a trustee. The trustee then says yay or nay, and then gives it to the judge, who then says, okay, this sounds good. So the trustee said yay, and the judge said, this paperwork isn't good enough to prove where you got your down payment from. I need more official paperwork, so you need to come back. And so they're coming back with that paperwork.
You know what's really funny is I'm paying a lot of time paying attention to the board and everything, right? And then trying to keep, and then I have the stream up here so that I can check it out and make sure it's good and look for comments and things. And this whole time I get to watch like 10-second, 15-second delay stills.
Yeah.
And oh my God, does he talk with his hands? Like, and we were doing like 72 air quotes just a second ago. There was a lot of air quotes going on.
Yeah, so
I'm not a crook.
So everything should work out. So next week's podcast, I should know definitively.
We're excited for you, man.
Yes.
And we have our fingers and toes and eyes crossed
About
for
damn
you.
time is all we're going to say to that one.
Yeah, Jones is sick of hearing about it.
No, I'm not seriously sick of hearing about it. Just I really want you to get in the damn house and not
Get in
lose
the house.
$15,000.
Yeah, it sucks because
Right?
everyone's been disappointed by the thing. It finally, my wife finally got like that was the big thing is they called me and then I called my wife and my wife like, I gotta go, and like hung up the phone to like cry about it. So I'm like, these motherfuckers.
Yep.
These sons of bitches.
Yep.
All right, let's start off with technology. What's new in technology, Jones? A bumper?
Technology, gadgets, movies, and TV. These are just a few things that give Chris and Jones an excuse to avoid carbs and punish their temporary interns. But hey, they do get a cut of Chris's ownership of the show.
I still do this crap for free.
On the Routine with Chris and Jones. Oh, and Dave, I guess.
Oh,
Wow.
Messed up.
he shares the love with Dave just as
he
much.
does.
now,
I am so
apparently.
excited about the second story. Can you do the second story first?
The second story first.
Yes.
Well, he says that as I have the first story ready.
Okay, do the first story.
So TCL. Those of you not familiar with TCL, they are a Chinese electronics company.
Yes. Mainly the U.S. product is TV.
And I purchased my first, TCL product not too long ago from Costco. It's the 42-inch, I think, 43-inch Roku built-in television.
Yes, TCL is, I believe, at least from an outside observer, seems to be trying to do what Vizio did a number of years ago and kind of break into the...
Yeah,
The
but
TV
the
market in the
TV
US.
is fantastic.
TCL is Chinese version of like Samsung or GE.
Okay, yeah.
They're as big.
So they probably stand for like the China...
So they're
something.
that big of a brand
What
in
does
China.
TCL stand for? So what are they doing?
Totally cool, loving things. No?
Probably not.
Did I not get that one?
No.
TCL stands for Tool Command Language. the corporate library.
There's a lot of
Target
TCL.
compound list.
So, anyways, the story that I was
fail.
forced into prematurely.
TCL Corporation, so it just stands for TCL.
TCL is reportedly reviving Palm with new devices in 2018.
Yes.
So they did this with BlackBerry already, with the Key One smartphone. That's basically a revived BlackBerry device.
And it's made by TCL?
Correct.
Okay.
Manufactured by TCL.
And is it done any good? I mean, is it doing okay? Is it performing?
It's I wouldn't say it's horrible. I think it's done well in China for sure.
Okay.
Outside of China, I don't really have the numbers on how it was, but it's definitely known. It's a known device.
China's just such a small market, too.
right? Not
There's
very
like
many people there.
4 or 5 people that live there.
I know, just like hey, oh, it's just those right there.
It's
Okay.
just like one guy and 2 billion of his friends.
So now they want to resurrect Palm, and they bought the Palm name back in 2014. 4 years after HP had acquired the brand, and then just immediately basically turned around and shuttered its products a year later after they underperformed. Well, it seems like poor management, HP. Oh, too soon?
No, that was good. No, that was good. Yeah, because I love the Palm.
Yeah, so it seemed like a tragic end for Palm, which I 100% agree. I had a few Palm devices.
I loved my Palm.
Which had led to the they led in the late 90s and 2000s the consumer device market with the PDAs and early smartphones.
Yep.
So what it looks like they're trying to do now is going to introduce an undisclosed number of devices under the Palm name early 2018. That's all we really know right now, but thanks to an interview with the company's marketing manager, Stefan Streit, he gave to Android Planet. He wouldn't divulge what kind of devices would be included in that, but he did tease that smartphones could be a possibility. The other thing he revealed was Palm's intended place in TCL's portfolio. So rather than try to spice up the brand for new consumers, Streit mentioned that the new Palm devices would be geared towards users familiar with the old device types.
Which is why
altogether.
I'm kind of excited about it. I had a Palm Pre before they disintegrated, and it was pretty awesome. I only had it for like a couple weeks, and then they announced that Palm was like going away. So I returned it to the store, and I got my first Android phone.
And for those that are kind of unfamiliar with what Palm had done and what HP really did with Palm and why they did it, HP purchased Palm surely for the WebOS that they developed that ran their devices. HP is still using WebOS that's included in many other things that they've sold
even
off.
TVs.
Yeah. Yep. So that was the whole purpose really behind
It was WebOS and their other patents.
right. But yeah, so
So TLC just bought the name, right? They
do
didn't
you
buy
think
everything else?
right?
Yeah,
TCL bought they bought the name, but they also acquired, or that's why HP acquired a Palm is what I'm
Right,
saying is
right.
for the
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
Do
Do you think
internal.
TCL is chasing waterfalls with this acquisition?
Oh dear.
All right. Anyway,
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Dave.
You get it, Dave? Dave, you get it now?
To the
Dave.
I got it the first time.
All right. So no, but what I'm wondering is there really a need for a PDA that's not a smartphone?
No,
No,
there's
Really?
not.
not in
No.
this day and age.
No.
I mean, the Note comes with the stylus that the PDAs come with that people loved.
Yep.
So
It explodes in your pocket.
No, it doesn't.
Explodes in your pocket. Not once, but twice.
Heyo. Yeah, I think you've got to make it a phone regardless of what you do out of it.
Yeah,
it
you
has
got
to
to
be
have
a
the phone
phone,
functionality.
Yeah.
right? The phone's
Yep.
functionality's got to be there. But all right, so moving back into
I would see that in the future, though. You know how records came back? I bet like 20 years from now they're going to be like, "Oh, I don't want a device that does everything."
we have a lot of resurrection stories for old technology into new in this particular episode.
What are we doing now?
coming up? This it's in a future segment, but this one's Tesla's Hyperloop. Previously on Beyond the Routine, we
yes.
talked about this. So essentially, they've made news again because I wasn't aware of this in the whole technology. The transport pods themselves that will house humans are not what actually are not powered. They're not what
Right, they
push
just slide.
through, right?
Basically, they just slide.
They slide or in front of a pusher pod.
Right.
So there'll be a chain of these transportation tubes with people in them, and then there'll be a pusher pod behind them all to push them along. Right?
Yep.
So the pusher pod itself sets a 220 mile per hour speed record recently.
Wow.
Musk is shooting for 310 miles per hour, which is half the speed of sound next month. So this story comes to us from Engadget. Basically, this all came about by colleges getting involved to see how fast they could get their pods going themselves. And a student competition held at the SpaceX headquarters. One team hit 201 miles per hour on the 0.77 mile long track for the pod itself, not the pusher, but this was the pod reached. Right? So Tesla itself beat the record with just the pusher pod vehicle, which hit a new mark of 220 miles per hour.
Okay.
He recently tweeted, or this wasn't a tweet, this was an Instagram post with a picture of the pusher pod, stating, "We took SpaceX Tesla Hyperloop pusher pod for a spin by itself a few days ago to see what it could do when not pushing student pods. Some need a push to get going, for the passive maglev technology. Got up to 355 kilometers per hour, 220 miles per hour before things started," and then he posts the little fire emoji. So apparently it got kind of hot. Apparently there's still some friction involved somewhere that heats things up.
And he wants to go up to 300, huh?
Yeah. Wow. And then it's funny, though, he comments on it. It's like kind of like racing a tugboat.
I got to tell you, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for version 2.
Right.
I don't want to be the one that goes.
That brings up an interesting point. So, these are going to move people? Yes.
That's the idea. Eventually,
move people. Like one of the things we heard is that they're gonna make them bigger. Move people like in their cars, kind of like you drive onto it and then
it's one of the things they've talked about. The one they're first building isn't that big.
So, with the self-driving car and getting in car wrecks. You can justify it by saying, okay, this self-driving car got in a car wreck on its own volition because of it one time, while meanwhile 75,000 car wrecks happen because of people making mistakes.
Making stupid mistakes.
You can't justify that with this technology. So the first time something like that happens, there's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be a big deal. So how long, do you think the self-driving cars will be well established before this Hyperloop thing starts moving people, Jones?
No, I actually think this Hyperloop thing will be faster.
No.
Faster to market?
I think it'll be available before self-driving cars.
Well, it depends. Which one are we talking about? Like, because they're going to do Hyperloop in short spans. Like, he's building it to get from the parking lot.
Like a long-term thing.
The parking lot underneath that major busy
What about that one they're talking
right?
about from L.A. to San Francisco?
Yeah, that will come definitely after the...
you think self-driving cars will come first?
Cars,
really?
Yeah, I think so. Because we're, just so oddly enough, I have a story about this. Autonomous Ford Fusions will deliver Domino's in Michigan.
Domino's really knows how to market by getting weird things to deliver things. Like you can just tweet them. If you set it up, you could just be like, pizza emoji, and Domino's will just your favorite order will just show up.
So this is the cool thing about Domino's is they are on the front line, so to speak, of technology. They've already been experimenting with high tech delivery methods for years. They've tried UAVs to drones with wheels. This time they're actually using the self-driving Ford Fusion. So Ford has its own self-driving line out there that it's testing with.
Okay.
And it's going to, if you're in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area. Speaking of, what part of Michigan does your coworker live in?
About 2 hours from Grand Rapids.
Is anywhere near Ann Arbor?
I'll have to ask tomorrow.
Ask and see if, because I'd love some feedback if we could get that. She could do this particular thing.
So the autograph thing?
Yeah.
So the autograph thing is happening. I need to get an autograph from someone at Grand Rapids Comic-Con.
Wait, Grand Rapids has a Comic-Con?
Dude, everywhere has a Comic-Con.
We have a GRCC?
So I didn't mention this. Can I interrupt with a quick story?
Sure, go ahead.
So something awesome happened to me, and we'll see if it goes all the way through. But I was able to finagle someone locally out in the Funko community to make me a custom pop for Django Pop, or a custom case for the Django Pop.
Got it.
So the Django Pop, long time ago, was in Costco, and it came with a Star Wars game. That was the only way you can get it, and it doesn't have a box. So I got a custom box for this thing right here locally. And then I tried to find someone that was going to this little con on the big island of Hawaii called Hawaii Con. Now, Honolulu's on a smaller island, so the big con is there. But so because the guy that plays Jango Fett's going to be there, and I wanted him to sign my pop. So I couldn't find anyone. Like, I tried the Funko communities, I tried all this thing, I couldn't find anyone. Finally, I put something on the Reddit Funko, and this guy's just, like, randomly like, hey, yeah, man, I make short movies, and they're going to be at the Hawaii Con. I'm going to be there all 3 days with my girlfriend. Send it to me. And so you think, well, maybe Chris is going to get taken for money. No, this guy just wants the Funko, and then he'll get the signature. I'll pay him afterwards. So he still might rip off money from me, but he seems very trustworthy. Isn't that random?
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Yes, he seems very trustworthy.
Chris just doesn't show up. You know that guy from Hawaii Con? Killed him dead. Killed him dead. But anyway, yes. Anyway, sorry.
Awesome. So, anyways, Domino's has teamed up with the automaker to test people's response to an autonomous delivery car. They'll use one Ford Fusion, equipped with all the trappings of a self-driving vehicle, including Ford's full suite of cameras, sensors, radar, and LiDAR, to deliver the pizza for a month-long test. So, despite all the full equipment, a human engineer will be behind the wheel, but since this test is all about observing customers' reactions, they'll be hidden behind tinted windows, and no doorbell ringing will be done. Customers who agree to be part of the trial will get a text when their order arrives, and then they'll have to walk out and meet the car. You then punch in a code, the last 4 digits basically of your phone number, on the touchscreen display installed at the rear passenger side door, and then that rolls the window down, and then the customer takes the pizza out from the warming oven that's inside and gets their pizza. The partners, quote unquote, inside the vehicle will keep an eye on whether customers are willing to meet the driver or meet the self-driving car at the curb, or if they want it to park in their driveway. They'll observe how long it takes for people to punch in their codes. They'll, take out the pizza, how long that takes. So most importantly, the test will help determine if people are inclined to touch the car's pricey LiDAR system spinning on the top.
That's interesting.
So if any of you have never seen a self-driving car in
reach
action,
up there and touch it.
It's got the LiDAR itself is a little spinning,
right.
And it's not encased in a bubble or anything. It's just out in the open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're wondering, if this happens, are they going to have to encase that so people aren't tempted to reach up and smack the
You know what I'd be
thing?
tempted to do? When the window rolls down and the oven opens up, I'm just going to grab all the pizzas in there.
It's probably just got one.
You think it only has mine?
Yeah.
You think it's going to go all the way back and not deliver like 3 people in a row?
Yeah.
Really?
It probably only does a certain radius or something like that.
Yeah.
It'll be used in conjunction.
It's just going to be onesie-twosie because it's like they test it, and this guy writes all the info down, goes back, reports on it, does another one kind of scenario, I'm sure.
So that's interesting.
What that looks like, though, for the future, I agree. We probably have, like, automated switcheroo things in the delivery oven.
Automated switcheroo things.
That's the one.
That's the technical term for everything.
I work in
there.
IT.
Really technical term.
I have something that a story from this week that tags up to that, Jones.
Okay, what do you got?
There is a little thing called Amazon Flex. Have you heard of it?
I am familiar, yes.
Amazon Flex has launched in Utah.
Really?
So they are recruiting drivers right now for Amazon Flex. So I signed up for it to drive for Amazon Flex. I'm in the background phase, but my wife signed up for it too. So we'll have to see what it does.
What exactly does Amazon
So Amazon Flex is Amazon's 1 hour service. So they'll get certain things on their website to you within an hour, and that involves someone that is basically Ubering or lifting or driving per se your item. So you go to the Amazon pickup, you pick up the item, and you drop it off to that
How long
location.
before the Amazon place is actually ready, though? That haven't broke ground yet, have they?
I don't know. They're recruiting for Utah, so I'm assuming they have some kind of presence here. I wouldn't think. I'm pretty sure the Amazon thing was like already like almost all the way built before they even announced what it was.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see.
All right.
I got the call from the Amazon HR people today, so.
So by the end of the year, you will be able to tell your Windows 10 PC, "Hey Cortana, open Alexa," and talk to Amazon's personal assistant. So when I first read this, I was like, wait a minute. I have a Windows 10 PC here. Alexa's over there. Why in God's name am I going to say, "Cortana, open Alexa"? Kind of scenario, right? Like, why would I need to do that?
Maybe if you weren't at home, if you were like at a coffee shop.
So that's the whole thing is and it's not necessarily WAN per se. This is still LAN.
Right.
But it's most people are using their laptops like in bed or in places, not necessarily. You keep Alexa in a central part of the house, right?
Downstairs or something
like that.
Yeah.
Laptops are used, PCs are used in bedrooms, home offices, not necessarily where Alexa is.
Right.
So this is just kind of integrating everything together. So when you say, "Hey Cortana, open Alexa," you're still talking to Cortana through Cortana, but it's then sending the commands to Alexa to do things. So if you have your Alexa downstairs, which I think our intern manager would be very, very interested in this, because he can be up in his room where he has a Windows 10 PC,
Yep.
and basically say, "Hey Cortana, open Alexa, turn off my lights, turn off bedroom lights, I guess, sorry." And then it will turn off the bedroom lights, which he can't do currently, right?
Right.
He has to yell really loud or something
Down
like
the stairs.
that.
Yeah.
So it's a cool technology, and they're hoping in the future that the open Alexa thing is not necessary. They're basically stating that we'll come up with commandlets, so to speak, that are very unique to each.
Okay.
So you say Cortana, whatever, and it knows that that's a
Cortana command.
Amazon command or vice versa, right? And then the same technology is 180 degrees compatible. So you're in your room, your computer's on upstairs, right? You say, "Alexa, open Cortana, start recording whatever," right? Or start file copy, I don't know. Whatever you want a Cortana to do.
Interesting.
Pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
So, and basically, I guess it was Amazon who reached out to Microsoft with this, Jeff Bezos, and then he hopes, there's going to be more collaboration, wider collaboration between Apple and Google as well as part of this. We get them all collaborated.
Wow.
We have a question from the audience.
Yes.
You guys might have to repeat my question.
I can repeat your question.
So Alexa has that drop-in function now, where you give someone permission, and that's a friend that has Alexa, and then they can use it as an intercom to communicate with you.
Right.
Oh, right. So yeah, so he's
Alexa
referring to
Alexa.
right,
Yeah.
and what is the command to initiate
Drop
that?
in.
Drop in is what you say, right? Alexa, drop in on Steven, or is what I would say.
You have to set up that link ahead of time, though, right? You set those links ahead of time. Yeah.
through the Alexa app. Is what that's set up as. Okay.
But you still can't talk from one of your Alexa to another one of your Alexa.
Correct.
So what does the drop in do?
From one Alexa to somebody else's Alexa. But if you
In the same house is what you're saying.
you can't do it in the same house or to any.
So even if your wife set up with her Alexa upstairs, hers is set up upstairs.
Well, if it's set up under her account,
Then it works.
Then it works. But if I use my account and I own 3 Alexa small ones.
The Echo Dots, right?
They actually added that functionality at the end of June. You can
How do you do it?
You can do drop in. You have to name the Alexa. So this was actually a story that we talked about when we talked about Google Home. Amazon's new Echo have a new trick. They can be used as an intercom system inside your house. For example, you can now call the Echo Dot in your bedroom from the standard Echo in your living room, or you can stream video from the Echo Show in your baby's room to another Echo Show in your kitchen. All you have to do is, in either case, is ask Alexa, Amazon's intelligent system, which is built into the Echo gadgets. You'll be able to access the intercom via the Alexa smartphone and tablet app also.
There you go, Steven. Learn something new.
So you gotta
do the update that came out at the end of June. It rolled out on.
Update automatically.
Yep. To set up the
then you
Echo
have
as
to
an
name
intercom,
them.
you have to go into the Alexa app and settings page and name it based on the room it's in.
Dave,
Also,
It's
within.
already named.
I need you to show your whole face to the camera.
See if you can drop in on your wife right now. Then
He still has this. Just this is missing. This is the mustache.
The
So,
stash is missing right
the
here.
stash
then
is
down
missing.
a little to the side,
Yeah.
but otherwise all this is
Yeah,
still here.
yeah. So we had
Who's asking?
this would be the Mrs. Stoles. is asking,
Mrs. Stoles.
Where is Dave's beard?
Why are you so concerned about his beard, girl?
But
all I'm saying.
his beard, the goatee is still there per se, but just the stash is gone.
Yeah. Why are you so concerned,
You
Julie?
can do it. Should I get up and give a closer look? Oh. No, I'm kidding.
No, you'll freak out the focus. You'll never go into focus again ever.
Why is it so wide? Both the camera and why is it so wide? Write that down.
Write that down. Why is it so wide?
So yes, so that brings us to the arcade or BtR grab bag.
What are we doing next? Let's see here. Let's go to the grab bag real quick. This will be fun to talk about.
It's like drawing names out of a hat, but less interesting. Beyond the Routine Grab Bag.
All right, so, Dave,
Yes.
you know what this is.
I do.
Chris knows what this is.
I don't think I know what this is.
ICD-10, Dave. Do you know what ICD-10 is?
I am very familiar with ICD-10.
I actually haven't seen D9,
Yes.
1 through 9, so don't ruin it for me.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know all the codes from ICD.
Spoiler alert.
So for those that don't know, ICD refers to medical codes used for insurance billing.
Correct. So you had a 427372. People that do billing coding. That's what they live in.
And this comes from the World Health Organization, the good old WHO.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Sets a list of medical conditions into well-used code called the International Statistical Classification of Diseases and Related Health Problems. Now, I know what you're saying.
Now, say that again three times really
not
fast.
ICD in any way, shape, or form. That is ISCDRHP.
Yeah, that
but
didn't
it's
add up.
ICD for short. The official alphanumeric ciphers are used in medical records and insurance claims worldwide, noting the wide range of ailments and conditions a human may experience, everything from tuberculosis and gastric ulcers to struck by orca.
Tell me that's a real code.
That's a real code.
Oh my gosh.
And burn due to water skis on fire. That's another
That's
code.
a real one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So the latter categories of unusual, puzzlingly specific conditions are inspired by the 2014 book, Struck by Orca, ICD-10 Illustrated. I have to find this book and bring it into the office.
Yes, we do. That is
Right?
fabulous.
But how often are these peculiar codes actually used? An insurance company, an insurance data company. Who are they referring to?
I have no idea.
Did the work to find out. The most bizarre ICD-10 codes listed in the 2014 book, such as the title, Struck by Orca, were not used in the U.S. in the last 12 months.
Aw.
Sorry.
Aw.
Which is
Nobody
both-
was struck by an orca in the last 12 months.
Was it- I mean,
You would think
yeah,
at least one
right?
person.
There's not a lot of orcas around, but
Seattle?
you see a lot of orcas?
Yeah.
Like a lot?
You
all
can
the
go
time?
out on a boat and see orcas all
all
the time.
Okay.
Black and white.
You're not allowed to get in the water
Fish
with
lives
them,
matter, yo.
But codes just slightly less bizarre were used, some quite a lot, such as a W503, accidental bite by another person.
Accidental? How do you
right?
accidentally bite somebody?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That's kind of weird.
So apparently, ICD Illustrated also has meaningful use to Illustrated. Meaningful use stages, core measures for a hospital.
There you go. To get the answer, the company called Amino swept through the extensive healthcare data. Amino is a San Francisco-based healthcare transparency company headed by CEO David Vivero, a former executive of Zillow, the online real estate database company.
Do you think he's related to me?
Just because his name's David?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Is that how that works?
Isn't that how it works?
I don't think so.
Okay, sorry. keep
Well,
going.
there are Davisms. There are that.
See?
And the
I'm just saying.
What is that? What is the Book of Dave?
There's a lot of things that Davids have in common.
And there's a Book of Dave. And
Like their first and last names.
like we are beloved.
So, Amino found that
Well-
25,500 people experienced a W2203, which is code for walked into furniture
Oh, I do that all the time.
all the time. But does it
All
really
the
require
time.
an insurance claim?
Only when I break my toe and I have to go to the doctor to...
Do you really go to the doctor for a broken toe?
No, actually I don't.
Right. I've broken several toes.
I've never actually broken a toe. My wife, on the other hand, I think every single toe at least...
Let me just put it this way. Every time I stub my toe, I am 100% sure it's broken. Anything that hurts that bad has got to be broken. That's my opinion.
I
But,
heard you swear about that,
yeah,
so that's,
right?
that's very possible, yeah.
So in the same vein, 17,200 Americans walked into walls, and 400 Americans walked into a lamppost.
Do they have walk-through screen door?
I don't. They don't. That one's not mentioned.
I've done that a few times, and that really hurts, too.
Right. So barnyard animals have less of an excuse. In the last year, 1,700 people showed up with W5522, struck by cow.
Really?
Yeah.
Struck by
Struck
cow?
by cow.
The
Yeah.
cow just reared back and slapped you one?
And I think,
Boom.
if I remember right, this one showed up in Halloween decorations last year. W6132, struck by chicken.
Struck by chicken.
Yeah. So, more understandable, 700 people had a W5511 bitten by horse,
Could see that.
and 300 W5541s bitten by pig.
I saw
Ooh.
a story this week it was an older story, but I read it about a guy in Washington that crashed into a manure truck, and the manure all came out and fell on him, and he died.
That was a dream, and you were replaying.
No, I thought the same thing.
Back to the Future.
Like, I went on the website, and then I looked at the website, and I googled the website, like making sure it's a legitimate story, and sure enough, it was dude, how awesome would it be to go all the way up to heaven and be like, all right, how did I die? Be like,
Biff
manure
Tannen.
truck.
You ever seen that movie with Biff Tannen?
Biff Tannen.
You Biff Tannen yourself to death.
So the curiosity about the accidental bite by another human is there are quite a few accidental codes in there, but the other word used a lot in ICD-10 codes is contact. So for instance, 2,200 patients had a W294 contact with nail gun, and there were 3,400 W28s contact with powered lawnmower. I love how they have to
say contact?
separate powered lawnmower and is there one that's just
there a
contact with non-powered lawnmower, right?
That's interesting.
And a whopping 8,900 people had a W270 contact with a workbench tool.
That's like the definition of
Yeah.
you.
Ooh,
actually.
Here we go. Some 600 people, Dave. This is for all you Game of Thrones fans out there.
Yes.
Had a W261 contact
with
with
sword
or dagger. Oh, so sword and dagger are grouped into one ICD-10 code.
Sword and or
Yes.
dagger. It's everyone role playing those
Right.
that Game of Thrones.
So you know, just a crazy world of insurance and ICD-10 and all that good stuff.
That is awesome.
Yep. All right, with that, let's move right into our next segment.
Drop in your quarters and hold on to the joystick. It's time for news and stories from the gaming world. Gaming news in the arcade.
Gaming news.
So as I said previously on this episode, don't say that very often, we do have some old technology becoming the craze again. Capcom is to re-release a $100 Street Fighter II SNES cartridge, Dave.
Wow.
$100. SNES cartridge.
Wow. Who has an SNES anymore?
Well, that's the first
actually,
question.
There's one person I know that probably has one.
Oh, yeah, of course. He doesn't get anything. The Gadget Intern.
Yes, Gadget Intern.
So it's a 5,500 unit limited run produced in partnership with IM8-Bit. I had never heard of IM8-Bit before this story. Story coming to us from Engadget. So as if grabbing the SNES Classic Edition weren't challenging enough, retro gamers have another limited re-release to look out for. Brand new Street Fighter II cartridges. Capcom and IM8-Bit have teamed up to produce a run of 5,500 units available in either opaque Ryu Headband Red, 4,500 of those, or the super rare. Why is there always got to be super rare ones? You know, I'm not going to get it. I go out and spend $100. I guarantee you,
he chases those things.
I'm not getting glow in the dark Blanca Green.
Oh,
I'm not getting that one. I guarantee you. I could buy 100.
You never get it.
I could buy 100 of these things.
This goes back to the geek feel thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, going
geek
right back
feel.
to it.
If you're listening, I know you are.
I need a rare epic enamel. That's all I want. One.
Yeah, just one.
I have like 12, and I have 0 rares.
You have like 12, and you have 0
rares. 0 rares.
Rares.
Yes.
Rare.
All right. So there's only 1,000 of the glow in the dark Blanca Green. The boxes are all identical and will be sealed, so you don't know which one's going to hold what. But the cool thing about this is you're not just spending $100 for just the cartridge. So it will come with a premium instruction booklet, as well as retro pack-in surprises. The extra may help justify its $100 price tag. GameStop has the used game listed for $10 on their site, and it was sold for brand new back in 1992 for $80. So
wow.
Yeah.
I'd say, does it come with an SNES so we can actually play it?
No, sorry, that's not included. But I guess IM8-Bit released this information at PAX this year.
Ouch.
Sorry, Jesse, you weren't there to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We miss PAX again.
We miss PAX.
Aw.
Yeah.
I want to go again one more time.
I would love to go again, but not until they change their ticketing
system. Yes, we've had that discussion.
Yes, a few times.
And the ticketing system is not tied to an individual, right? So people speculate on them?
Right. Well, they allow them to buy 100 passes in one go.
One go, and then they all put them out on eBay for 10 times the cost,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
All right, that's all I got in arcade. What do you got, Stoles?
Well, let me just bully my way in here by announcing that supposedly reporting. Yeah, that was a shitty segue. Bully 2 is coming after Red
You've
Dead.
identified the problem. Now let's try to fix it. Oh. Isn't that the first step, is identifying the problem?
It hurts. Your segues aren't always on point. Bully 2 is coming after Red Dead Redemption 2's launch, which I'm very excited about that.
Red Dead Redemption 2, the huge open world western.
So let's talk about the fact that Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar, this huge conglomerate, Rockstar's obviously huge in its own right, are letting them release Bully 2 in today's environment.
I don't even know what Bully 2 is. You're gonna have to fill me in.
Bully is a game by Rockstar, the same makers of Grand Theft Auto, and it's basically Grand Theft Auto at a school, at a private school. Yeah.
So you play a bully in school.
Oh, bully's very frowned upon in today's day and age, folks. Y'all.
Correct. Yes. So
what are you gonna do? I mean, what am I gonna do? Like Facebook shame you or something?
I know. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. It's just you being like, your mom should have aborted you on a Facebook stream.
On a fake Facebook. It's not even real.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
But anyway, we'll see. That's the exciting thing about it. I'm excited to see how they take the gameplay. Do they update it? Is it the same character? Is he in college? Is
Have
it
you
different
played
character?
the first
Well,
one?
I guarantee you.
games.
Really?
Yes.
Was it any good?
Yes, I still have it on.
So you're a bully.
I'll play it during the LAN.
You're a bully.
I'll play it during the LAN.
He's a bully.
Well, but I think the whole idea behind this is no publicity is bad publicity, right?
Yeah.
Games have been getting blamed for violence and murders and death for many years.
Do you remember when the hot coffee thing happened with where you could be naked?
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto. But this, first-person shooters and things like that have been reported. That's why my kid's violent. He plays first-person shooter. No, your kid's violent because you're an idiot. But yeah, it's the parents, right? It's the parents' fault.
Not gonna argue.
Do you let your kids play violent video games?
Absolutely.
And
I tell them that's a video game.
Have they killed anyone?
It's not real life.
Yeah, so this is one of the main things that
though.
me and Jones agree on is right here. So I was raised from a very young age with R-rated movies. My parents didn't rent kids movies. So I haven't seen a lot of the classic Disney movies of my childhood just because I never saw them. We would go and it's movie night. We're going to watch the JFK movie, or we're gonna watch the fourth Freddy.
Nice.
Which, by the way, the first 6 Freddys all fit on one VHS tape. If you take out the credits and put them back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
it's very odd that you know that.
I violence, gore, swearing, whatever. That's not a big deal to me.
I feel like the sex. I feel like the United States has the opposite. They're so hung up about sex that they completely let the most violent, gory things happen on TV, and it's not that big a deal.
It's not that big a deal, but from my aspect, I don't need my 8-year-old, 9-year-old now son watching some of the sex scenes that are in movies nowadays that.
Like Game of Thrones?
Well, that's a separate thing, but I'm just
talking. What would you do if you found out Parker was a huge Game of Thrones fan? He'd been watching since season 2.
That's not. It's the same thing as, quite frankly, it's the same thing as just turning on a porn in a lot of ways, right? Yeah, this has a lot more plot, and the sex scenes themselves don't go on as long.
Yep.
But the scenes themselves are as graphic as pornographic movies are.
In some cases.
Yep. Right? So. It's just, that's kind of, I guess, if there was a line to be drawn, that's where I draw it. I don't draw it with violence. I don't draw it with swearing. But, no. 9-year-olds don't need to be seeing that kind of stuff.
The who's and the haws?
Yeah.
I got that.
The Witness, though. No. What does that say? The Witness thoughts?
The Witness, yeah. So I started a new game this week called The Witness.
You have time to start games?
I did, yeah.
What's he really job? Doesn't work anymore.
What's
now.
your new job? Hold on a second.
That's not true.
He just doesn't work.
I actually, I started. So this.
This is no lie. I'm getting 50 times more Skypes a day from this guy than I ever did with his old position.
I believe that.
100%
I believe
true.
that. I believe that.
I mean, my computer's just blowing up. I'm hearing that little Skype.
Time on the hands.
The Witness is a good game.
Oh, poor Chris.
Moving on.
Tell us about the game. Tell us about the game.
It's good.
What is it about?
Is this like
It's the perfect game to play when you're supposed to be working.
Is this the Harrison Ford?
No,
movie
the Witness.
replay?
The Witness is a game by Jonathan Blow, the man that made Braid.
Never heard of that one either.
Have you ever heard of the movie indie video game? The movie, the documentary.
Indie video? No, never heard that one either.
Well, it's by that guy.
Don't yawn.
Nobody understands.
It's very, very, very late.
It's not necessarily the best game. There's no instruction at all. It's kind of how they do it on purpose. But you get almost like Lost. So there's just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle, and the puzzle types don't change, which I think is annoying even after 12 puzzles. But they also don't tell you.
Oh, hold on. Hi, Mom. Love you.
Hi, Jones's mom.
All right.
Jones's mom. Why do I keep getting signed out of my account here?
I got called out in front of my family at a recent family gathering by my mom that I didn't say hi to her on our show.
Really?
Yes, and I said, no, I'm pretty sure every time you say hi in the comments, I say hi on the show. And I just noticed, she says that. I don't know when she said it. It looks like pretty recently.
She was probably upset I didn't say anything either.
That too.
So hi, Jones's mom.
So yeah, and yeah. Oh, we have the Gadget Intern watching. What's up, Gadget Intern?
No.
Yeah.
What phone is he watching it on?
Oh, that's the question.
At Oktoberfest.
Totally missed you at Oktoberfest.
Totally.
Gadget Intern.
Everybody,
Come
go
on
right
now.
here. Single tier. This is for you.
Right there. Baby. I'm telling you what.
It's okay. You better be there for guys' night.
That's right.
But he probably won't come to that either.
Oh, snap. Called out. All right, so let's get into our last segment of the last before Quick Hits. Let's get into I have a button here.
Yes, you do.
Have a button.
They're really,
Everybody's has their own button.
I know. Dave, will you push my button?
Here, let me.
That's my button. How'd you know that was my button, Dave? All right, here we go.
Once, in a blue moon, two nerds talked all about action movies, but they really loved the romantic comedies. It's time
Rom-com.
for movie news on Beyond the Routine.
All right, you went and saw a movie.
I did see a movie.
You decided to save that for.
movie?
You didn't want to do that in Week in Review and saved it for movie news.
No, because then it makes movie news seem like it's actually a legitimate
Do you know what we
segment,
should
instead
do
of just
one time?
thing.
We
What?
should, as a group with our families, go see a movie at the Redwood Drive-In.
Okay, let's do it.
Let me tell you how much interest my kids had in the Redwood Drive-In.
Yeah, we went with the Joneses before.
Yeah.
Not that
By that
interested?
second movie,
Nah.
what was it? Probably right at the beginning of the second movie.
Yeah.
Within the first 20 minutes, Jones was like, "Peace.
See ya.
I'm not gonna be able to stay."
Yeah, kids were
kids
kids
have
were
lost
done.
interest.
No,
Yeah.
they
Were they
had-
out, or were they just...
just not interested anymore?
My
Really?
kids are all about it though, because I raised some
I think it'd
movie
be
buffs.
fun. I think it'd be fun.
Me and the wife snuck away. We now that you get a kid that's old enough.
Did you have a little nookie?
No.
In the theater? That's crazy.
Now that you get a kid that's old enough,
You put the kids in the back looking out, and you go in the front, and you start...
you can stick the kid
this
with.
sounds like a personal experience, Dave.
You ever had sex in the theater, Dave? Dave's banged in the theater. Write that down.
Define your definition of... what's your
Was there any
definition of-
penetration, Bill Clinton?
No.
Of any kind?
No.
Your wiener didn't penetrate anything.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Dave's answering these questions like Bill Clinton. Dave?
I'm pretty
or Bill?
sure that did not happen. No.
Dave-
I
Bill.
did
came
consume
pretty
the
close.
marijuana, but I did not inhale.
Yeah, Dave or Bill. It depends what your definition of sex is.
What?
That was Bill?
It depends what your definition of is.
I'm pretty sure
is.
that's the other guy on Fat Albert, not Fat Albert, but the other one. I don't remember what his name is, but that's who that is.
I'm blind, so I don't rape people anymore. That's my Fat Albert impression. Yeah, so I went and saw the Hitman's Barbie.
Ryan
So
Reynolds.
Once you get old enough,
Samuel L. Jackson.
you can be like, hey,
That looks pretty good, actually.
older kid, you watch younger kid. Make sure you're in bed by 9:30. Mom and dad are going to watch a movie.
Very cool.
So it was pretty awesome because we came home and they were in bed asleep. It was amazing.
Impressive.
So we went and saw the Hitman's Barbecue. The Hitman's Barbecue. Hitman's Bodyguard.
There's a lot of people
Ryan
drinking
Reynolds,
beer, grilling meat.
Ryan Reynolds and
Shooting people.
Samuel L. Jackson. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me a little bit of that.
Whitney Houston's Bodyguard.
No, they didn't even make a joke about that. I kept waiting.
Oh, they so should have. Oh, my God.
the best joke in the whole thing was
Ryan Reynolds didn't have any Kevin Costner lines?
No.
Oh.
What happened to the seatbelt rule?
There was a great scene where he's just sitting there, just drinking, and like all this chaos is happening behind him. That was pretty good. It was a good movie, though. It reminded me of The Kingsman. It was one of those movies where I went in with kind of lower expectations and they exceeded.
What about the new Kingsman, though, huh?
I'm so excited about that movie. That was my favorite movie of 2016.
It was definitely an unexpected movie.
I love that movie.
Yes, it was.
I was so, like, I
had zero expectations because I didn't know anything about it.
I came out of that movie, like, on Facebook, like, everyone needs to go watch this movie. I love that movie.
You saw it in the theater then?
Yes.
Oh, it was definitely one that I just waited
so
for
me
video.
and my wife actually anticipated that movie, like, because we were going to the theater a lot, and so we saw a lot of trailers for that movie, and so we anticipated that movie. So when it came out, we went and saw it the first week, and no one was there. And that was one of those movies that picked up steam eventually. It was a great movie. Oh,
I'm glad they came
I'm
out with it
excited
too.
about it.
I'm excited to see it.
yeah. Hopefully, it's just as good. And then also, last but not least, and a perfect way to end the show, except for Dave's quick hits. Right after this, Chris Stoles is going to sit in front of a Toys R Us and hopefully not get arrested because his parole officer shows up for Force Friday show.
Did he just call himself a pedophile?
You have a parole officer?
My parole officer said that I can't be within 500 feet of a school. It's not pedophile related, though.
I think he called himself a pedophile. Where's my crickets button? Hold on. I have a crickets button for that somewhere.
All right.
It's there. Anyways.
Just hit any random button.
Yeah, let's just go that one. Oh my god!
Dude,
Look at
no
you!
way.
Look
That's
at you!
amazing.
No way.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, what are the odds? You did that on purpose.
No, it was a crickets button. I had no
No.
idea where it's at.
I don't believe it.
It's very small text, and my eyes are very bad, apparently. I gotta get a different soundboard.
Fourth row down, third row over.
Glasses.
Crickets button.
Correct, Amundo. You are correct.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm going to see Force Friday, where all the Star Wars things come out at Toys R Us, and the Toys R Us, or the Star Wars director of Episode 8 has officially announced, "Hey guys, we're not going to mess it up this time. None of the toys will ruin the movie, so don't shield yourself from the toys."
Well, I think that's 100% false because I know zero about the movie until I saw all these toys come out, and now I know that there are all these characters in the movie.
Well, they were in the first movie, though.
What were? Those little weird things?
Yeah, they're not.
Where were they at?
They're porgs. They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Those were ruined by
And
the
that
toys.
one robot with the blown off head, the R2-D2 with the missing his rounded dome, whatever that one's called.
The BB-9
Dying E or E or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
BB-9E.
There's also the Resistance BB unit.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just-
gonna go get Funkos, guys.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of characters that I learned about that are going to be in this movie because of Funko.
Are you complaining?
I'm just saying it's not entirely true that it won't ruin the movie.
There you
Did
go.
Funko ruin the movie in the past?
Are you complaining?
There's been some Legos have ruined the movie. So one of the things that I thought to myself, and I think this is one of the more obvious ones, in Force Awakens, and by the way, if you haven't seen Force Awakens or Rogue One, there might be spoilers.
Tune
it
out.
off. Force Awakens, all you see is Snook in this like big Supreme Leader Snook or whatever, in this big like chair.
Yes.
So it kind of implies that he might be oversized. Well, the Lego is regular size, and so is the Funko. So you know that he's not going to be oversized. So I agree with you. It's impossible for them to release toys. So this guy's thing is, though, the plot will not get released. So even Hasbro, their biggest thing, like obviously they have huge contracts with Lego, Funko, Hasbro, Mattel, obviously, or not Mattel. I think it is Hasbro instead of Mattel.
Yeah, I think so.
Is the big thing. So even Hasbro, who in the past they've told the entire plot of these movies to, they did not say. They didn't say any of the plot at all. All they said was like pictures of the characters. I watched a Lego video today that was for the newly announced Lego Millennium Falcon, which is the new biggest Lego of all time. It's 7,500 pieces.
Holy cow!
And it
it's
cost
a big one.
$800. Yes, I will eventually get it. Yes, I'm going to save up for it. I'm going to save it up like $25 at a time, and then it'll be super sweet when I get it. It'll be awesome. So
do your math, kids. $25 at a time. How many times is it going to take Chris before he can buy his Millennium
24
Falcon?
times if you don't include tax. No, 32 times if you don't include tax. So 32 times. So
32 times.
They said, well, here you can be the classic Lego, the classic Millennium Falcon by switching this out, or you can be the new Millennium Falcon. And there's these little things, and he's all like, we don't know their names, but we do know that they're in the new movies. So they didn't even know their names were porgs when they did this thing. So literally they could be like little Imperial like grenades, and Lego's like, they're gonna be awesome.
So forgive me because I'm not a Star Wars nerd. The new Millennium Falcon, meaning the old Millennium Falcon per se, because
no. So these movies take place after 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
And the Millennium Falcon is in 4, 5, and 6, and in 6 it is doing something, and it gets the radar dish blown off.
Okay.
And so the new Millennium Falcon has a square radar dish instead of a round radar dish.
Because they got it replaced.
They even make a comment about it in Force Awakens.
Okay. Gotcha.
So there's like 4 pieces that come off the Millennium Falcon, and then you have Leia, Han, young versions, and Luke and Chewbacca young versions, and then you have the older version. So it comes with like 12 minifigures.
Cool.
Most expensive Lego ever made. Biggest Lego by like 2,000 pieces.
That's a big Lego.
Yeah. The old one that this is not replacing, but like, so the original one came out 10 years ago. The original Star Wars came out 40 years ago. And so this one is supposed to represent both that, and then the original one was only 5,200 pieces, and now this one is 7,500 pieces.
What was the previous biggest Lego?
Wait.
The previous biggest Lego is the Taj Mahal Lego. It's a replica of Taj Mahal. I know the top 10.
40 years ago? 40 years ago.
1977.
Episode 4.
Do you know, I went and saw the very first. I was at the
I'm so
theater.
jealous. I actually was
So
walking
you
out of the
waited
theater.
100 and some odd years to go be able to see. Because we established over the weekend Dave was,
That I was born in
1842.
1842.
Yes.
That's not right.
So I was actually talking to my wife about this over the weekend. I would really love to attend Star Wars in the theater. If anyone here out there that's actually listening hears about a screening of actual Star Wars in a theater environment.
Do you think they'll do that?
They did.
They did it back then,
Yeah.
and so I've only seen Revenge of the Sith. Like, that's the only one that I had saw in the theater up until Force Awakens and Rogue One. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
I remember Cineplex Odeon, actually, at Southtown, where not REI.
We've done those.
REI.
We've done those before.
I would
it's a
go
mountain.
do it.
Yeah,
if,
it's
they,
REI.
if they said we're going to
Right?
do
Do you want to do that?
If they
full
did
day?
it-
If it's a full day, you want
if
to do
they
that?
did it,
If you
I
do
would.
It would be more than a full day, though, right?
No, 7 movies.
Would you be?
You wouldn't include Rogue One. You probably wouldn't include Rogue One.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, 8 hours is what I'm calling a day, per se, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it
so
would be
it
there.
would be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
15 hours.
because Dave and I did the Diehards when it was
Yes, we
5.
did. It was 5. And
Five.
it was all
It
freaking
was-
day.
it was
Because
a long
they've
day.
stopped
It was a
doing the
long
Marvel
day.
movies now because there's just too
There's
vast.
too many. Yeah.
Right.
And so I would love to do it because
If they do a Star Wars one, I will do it with you.
I've never seen Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
Let me just
or
warn
the
you-
original trilogy in the theater.
The old movies in new theaters, very bizarre.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then maybe it was just a crappy copy they found of the first Die Hard, but man, that first Die Hard was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch.
Theater.
Yes, it was.
Because it was just like
It
so
was like,
bad.
this is weird.
They did not use any kind of remastered copy of the movie.
Have you seen?
So it was the old grainy,
Yeah,
film thing. It was kind of funny. Yeah.
it was bad. All right, well, Dave, let's get to your quick hit, should we?
Alrighty.
One.
If my phone will turn on, hold on a second.
3, 4.
There we go. My
There.
phone turned on.
He's the fastest talker in the West and the East and the North, and as a matter of fact, you can't get him to shut up. But he does it in 60 seconds or less. It's Dave.
He
with
doesn't really
Quick
know
Hits.
me very well, do
Have you ever
he?
seen Pete in the
No.
building?
No. Not
You
that I know
have.
of. It's
You've
possible
probably seen
I've
him.
seen him, but yeah.
I'll
Okay.
point him out the
Ready?
next time I see him with you.
Okay. Okay. Ready?
Go.
A man crossing a New York City street had his leg swallowed by a sinkhole after the road abruptly gave way beneath him. An alligator sanctuary in southeast Texas says it's on high alert as rising floodwaters risk the escape of roughly 350 alligators. A British bartender became the toast of a bargain-hungry fight fan for posing as a Floyd Mayweather bodyguard to grab a third-row seat at the Saturday Big Bout. A family in Southern California was about to eat in Southern California was about to eat an organic salad last Wednesday when she found a tiny frog in her salad.
That's organic.
She then went on to adopt it as a pet and stated, "I'm just happy he survived and I didn't eat him." A man catches a... Oh, never mind. We're going off of that. What was already talked about. An army of robots is assembled in China. The 1,069 dancing Dobie robots set up by WL Intelligent Technology was recognized earlier this month by Guinness World Records for breaking the mark for the most robots dancing simultaneously. On September 9th, a movie theater in Austin, Texas will host a screening of the new horror film It for clowns only. or
By
people
the way,
willing to dress
F
like
that
one.
movie.
I'm not seeing it either. I hate that movie. That movie scared me so much when I was a kid. Dude, that movie scared me so much when I was a kid that until I was 16 or 17 years old, until I was 16 or 17 years old, I would wash my face in the shower and then immediately grab the towel outside of the shower and because I was so scared of that movie. That for 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I'm not seeing that movie.
Well,
People
then you're
keep
not
putting
allowed.
it on my
You're not
Facebook
allowed
wall.
to go to that.
No. No.
There's only 3 more here.
Sorry.
A Georgia mom and another woman were arrested after the mother's 12-year-old daughter was found sporting a tattoo that read "Jesus loves." A 3-foot-long alligator that stumped police after being found in a hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey, early this month was actually part of a rap video filmed there.
Of course it was.
A California teenager said he was arrested Wednesday after he attempted to smuggle a tiger cub he bought for $300 in Tijuana into the United States. And lastly, are you looking for a new job? A family of 6 is paying $130,000 per year, and it might be the right fit for you if you have 15 years of childcare experience, a degree in child psychology, and are trained in self-defense.
They want full on Jason Statham action going on there, like the driver, bodyguard, all in one thing, right?
Yeah. They also had to have evasive driving training.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So,
what was that? What was that movie called? Yeah.
Which one?
The one where that was the second or third in that series, where he was babysitting the bodyguard and the rich people's kids.
I don't remember.
Come on.
I don't remember.
Come on.
Jason Statham? You sure
Yes.
it's Jason Statham?
Yes. He was the getaway driver. And then he evolved and ended up being a good guy and becoming a bodyguard for people.
The transporter?
Transporter, yes,
Okay.
2 or 3.
There's 3 of them.
And in 2 or 3 he was a bodyguard. Look it up.
I'll just believe you.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
That's probably a good
How much
idea.
have you had to drink again?
None.
Okay.
All right. I think that does it, because Stoles has to go.
I'm already buying him.
line.
Flock Chewbacca's live on FYE.
He has to go break his parole. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening
I
to
didn't
Beyond the
quite-
Routine.
sorry.
Brought to you by our friends at Bastion Technologies and Protocol 42.
Love you guys.
Bye, guys.